Imagine being one of just 720 men, armed with little more than rifles and hope, standing against the full might of an enemy army 40 times your size. This isn't a Hollywood story. This is the real Battle of Wizna, a fight that would echo through history as a testament to courage, defiance, and sacrifice. In September 1939, the world was plunged into the chaos of World War II. The unstoppable force of Nazi Germany rolled across Europe like a storm. But in a small corner of Poland, a group of soldiers was about to face the impossible. Their names have been largely forgotten by the world, but their bravery will never be erased. The world was on the brink of war. Hitler's forces had already stormed through Poland's western border. The Polish military, though brave and determined, was poorly equipped to face the might of the German blitzkrieg. And yet, there was one region where a handful of Polish soldiers would make their stand: at Wisna. Wisna, a small village near the Narif River, sat at the crossroads of German and Polish territories. Its significance was crucial, and the Germans knew it. To advance through Poland, they had to secure Wisna. But the defenders, led by Captain Władysław Reginis, were about to prove that even against overwhelming odds, resistance was possible. With just 720 soldiers under his command, Captain Reginis had only a few days to prepare. His troops constructed bunkers and dug trenches with whatever they could find. Their resources were scarce. Many had little more than shovels, wooden scaffolding, and a few machine guns. But what they lacked in firepower, they made up for in determination. Reginis was determined. He was prepared to fight to the last man. He knew the odds were stacked against them, but as the German army advanced, the Polish defenders would prove that bravery is often forged in the crucible of impossible situations. On September 7th, 1939, the battle began. German artillery shattered the morning calm, and the sound of gunfire filled the air. Tanks and infantry advanced toward Wisna. The Polish soldiers, in their hastily built positions, began their defense. From behind sandbags and in the narrow confines of their bunkers, the Polish machine gunners fired back with everything they had. Each shot was a defiant stand against an enemy that was almost overwhelming in force. For hours, the Polish defenders held their ground. The Germans, unprepared for such fierce resistance, were forced to regroup. The battle had become a brutal back and forth, a test of who could outlast the other. And yet, despite the sheer numbers of the Germans, the Polish soldiers refused to yield. But with each passing hour, the odds grew worse. The Germans brought in tanks, bombers, and thousands of reinforcements. They encircled the Polish positions, cutting off any hope of retreat. Supplies dwindled, ammunition ran low, and the defenders faced the crushing weight of an unstoppable force. The Polish soldiers fought back with everything they had, throwing grenades, firing their rifles, and attacking tanks with whatever weapons they could muster. They even used the terrain to their advantage, luring the enemy into narrow choke points. But as the days wore on, it became clear that this was a battle they could not win. And yet, Captain Reginis and his men held strong. They had one objective: delay the German advance long enough to allow their comrades to escape. By September 9th, the Polish defense was crumbling. The bunkers were destroyed, the men were exhausted, and death seemed inevitable. But Captain Reginis made a final, heart-wrenching decision. He would not surrender. In the final moments of the battle, Surrounded by enemy forces, Raginus ordered his men to hold their ground, and then, with the enemy closing in, Captain Raginus took his own life, keeping his oath to defend Wisna to the very end. The rest of his men followed suit, fighting until their last breath, refusing to let the invaders break their spirit. Though the battle was lost, the Polish soldiers at Wisna had won something greater, a place in history as symbols of courage against insurmountable odds. The Battle of Wizna is remembered not for its military success, but for the courage of those who fought there. Despite the overwhelming German forces, the Polish defenders held their ground for 3 days, causing significant losses to the enemy. The bravery at Wisna became a symbol of Polish resistance throughout World War II. Captain Raginus and his men may have been forgotten by many, but their sacrifice is a testament to the enduring spirit of defiance against tyranny. Wisna's story is a powerful reminder that no matter how great the odds, courage and determination can leave a lasting impact. The memory of these brave soldiers lives on, their legacy carried in the hearts of those who understand that sometimes the most heroic battles are the ones that can never be won.
In the end, the defenders of Wisna may have lost the battle, but they won something greater, a place in history. Their courage lives on, inspiring all who face insurmountable odds. When everything is against you, remember their story, because sometimes the greatest victories come from the battles you never win. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this tribute to the heroes of Wisna. History remembers the brave. You've just heard their story.